pantsuits, they're butch. Okay, have you tried any of these slut walk parades for meeting young free-thinking ladies?
I told you I never heard of them until I read that on your thing.
Okay, Richard posts to my Facebook, I ran into a few Jewish girls in my day rebelling against their secular Jewish background. Most of them would sleep with any guy that had a beard and looked somewhat orthodox. So it's so important that guys who look somewhat orthodox and have beards just don't get seduced into sleeping with women who are rebelling against the secular
you look
Jewish
somewhat
background.
orthodox, and you have a beard.
Right. So
what has been your take on that?
I've never met any woman who wanted to sleep with me to rebel against the secular Jewish background.
Well, I would think any woman who would sleep with you is rebelling against something.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So it was a hot day in Los Angeles today, and you wouldn't find many traditional Orthodox Jews walking around in shorts. So why not? What's wrong with wearing shorts? Particularly if you got the legs to pull them off.
You're asking a question?
Yeah.
That's not the Jewish way.
Okay. So that answers that. So there's this great new book. Great new book on the synagogue in America. It's called The Synagogue in America by Mark Lee Raphael. And he says that in the 1990s and early 2000s, Sephardic congregations became home to a wide variety of non-Sephardic Jews. It's just it's the gates of heaven opening up. In addition to a large number of members from mixed marriages between Sephardic and Ashkenazi Jews.
Are you going to read that whole thing?
No.
Okay.
So this is great. Reform rabbis after World War II preached about civil rights while acknowledging that Jews outside the South were as fearful of blacks as were white Southerners, noting that congregants simply moved away when blacks approached instead of burning crosses on the newcomers' lawns. One rabbi said that when blacks move into a Jewish neighborhood, with the milk of human kindness and brotherly love for the Negro of Little Rock pumping in his veins, the Jew picks up his skirts and runs before the Negro. So why is this? Why do Jews pick up their skirts and run before the Negro? When black people move into a Jewish community, there are more and more black people moving in, Jews tend to move out to the suburbs to get away from them.
Except Lubavitch.
Except for Lubavitch.
Crown Heights?
Crown Heights.
Yeah, I don't know. It's called white flight.
Yeah. Why are white people so afraid of black people? I'm not. I'm totally down.
I think it's because when black people come, there's an increase in crime, and the white people have the money, so the black people want to steal from the white people, and they fear that they're going to be victims if they stay, and the property value is going to be lowered, and they get the hell out before the property value goes down. I don't know. I think that's the theory. But I can tell you this. Black people move into Pico Robertson all the time, and it's no problem.
Okay, so
the next building we had black people. So you know what? Mm-hmm. On my street, there's black people. They're always very nice to all the. You know what? It's a great neighborhood to move into. If you're a black person, you should definitely want to move into a frummy Jewish neighborhood because, the property value, you know what I'm saying? It's it's going to go up, right? People are nice to you. You don't have to worry about crime. You don't have to worry about walking down the street and throwing the wrong gang signs and stuff like that. And it's peaceful.
So if we look at the sermons preached at these same Reform congregations 10 years later in 1966, find that only a little had changed. Blacks' fight was still the Jews' fight. Jews were not free if blacks were not free. Truly America was not free if either was enslaved. I mean, you've often said this to me. You've often said, Levi, the blacks' fight is the Jews' fight, and Jews are not free if blacks are not free, and America's not free if either are enslaved. I mean,
there's a problem in my country.
Yeah, and the country is the Jew.
And the problem is transport.
Throw the transport down the Jew.
Yeah, because Kazakhstan is very big, so throw the transport down the well. There's a problem in my country, and the problem is the Jew.
So this author, he found that Orthodox synagogue leaders were the most guarded about giving out information that is freely given to historians by conservative and Reform congregations.
Listen, I'm distrustful of any rabbi with the name Mark, and that's all I got to say. If you're a rabbi, then you understand how important it is to have a Jewish name. So go with Moses, go with Moshe, go with Mordechai. Mark is from the New Testament. What is going on?
Well, Mark Lee Raphael is not a rabbi, he's an academic.
Okay, who's the rabbi at the top of this thing?
There's no rabbi at the top of this
Go
thing.
to the top.
You're referring to Mark B. Shapiro.
Oh, it was on the top of the last thing?
Yeah.
I don't trust anybody who calls themselves a rabbi with the name Mark.
Okay. Rare is the Orthodox rabbi today who draws upon non-Jewish literature, fiction,
Marvin.
or non-fiction. Popular contemporary culture, theater, cinema, television. General academic disciplines, anthropology, sociology, psychology, or contemporary non-Jewish thinkers in philosophy and theology. Instead, the explicit assumption is that all the insight one needs is in Jewish texts. Generally, the older the better. So in the Orthodox shuls I've attended, when the rabbi references some non-Jewish book, or some non-Jewish thinker, or some non-Jewish radio or TV program, the congregants laugh at the incongruity of it.
Okay.
It's much less common for non-Jews to attend an Orthodox synagogue today than it was during the years 1920 to 1960. Decorum has not been embraced by the membership within most Orthodox synagogues.
Wait a minute. There's more goyim in from shuls back then than there are today?
Yeah.
Today you don't see goyim in...
Very rarely.
Yeah, because all the goyim...
They would come to bar mitzvahs, they used to.
Oh, really?
But now they don't, because there's a lot more English in the service, even in Orthodox shuls.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we done for tonight? Go check the chat room and see what's happening.
Go to the chat room.
3 people left.
So getting annoyed with God is not blasphemy.
No.
I mean, you're pretty ticked with God.
Yeah, you can get upset with God. Moses got upset with God. There's been plenty of that. Throughout. People have gotten pretty pissed.
It's so important that the young kiddies don't wear shorts, they don't do crack, and that they stay in yeshiva.
Okay.